Third language English question paper contains 10 main questions. The first question contains 8 multiple choice questions. Those are based on only grammar. And second question has 8 very short answer type of questions. Each question has 1 mark, altogether 8 marks. Third question, short answer question means answer in 2 or 3 sentences, and there are 8 questions of 2 marks, altogether 16 marks. Then question number 4, answer in 4 to 5 sentences each. There are 4 questions of 3 marks, altogether 12 marks. And question number 4, read the extract and answer the questions that follow. There are 5 such type of questions, and each question has 3 marks, altogether 15 marks for question number 5. Then question number 6, it is about memorization poem. The question will be quote from memory. You have to write one stanza which has been asked in the examination. Then question number 7, answer in 5 to 6 questions. There will be only one question of 4 marks. It will be either on prose or poetry. Next, question number 8, read the passage and answer the question that follow. It is very easiest question. We have to just read the passage and just we have to answer the below given questions, choosing the answer from the passage only. And question number 9, there is a question on essay writing. You have to write essay in 8 to 10 sentences. And question number 10, that is letter writing. Okay students, now I am going to tell you how to score 40 to 50 marks in a very easy way. Which are the easiest questions in the question paper? Question number 1, that is multiple choice questions. There are 8 questions. Each question has 1 mark. Easily you can score there 8 marks. And next, question number 2, very short answer questions. Very short answer means you have to answer in only one sentence. And there are 8 questions like that. That means 8 marks out of question number 2 and 8 marks out of question number 1. That means 8 plus 8, 16 marks you are going to score very easily. And next question is question number 5. Read the extract and answer the questions that follow. That means RC, reference to context questions. There will be one sentence and that sentence will be taken from any lesson, and there will be 3 questions under that sentence. For example, who said this? To whom was it said? When or why was that said? That means very easily you are going to answer those questions, and in only one sentence you are going to 1 marks. Means there are 5 questions, RC questions. There are 5 RC questions. That means 15 marks you are going to score in that question number 5. Then very easy question, that is memorization question. Means quote from memory. You have to write one 4-line poem from the memorization poems. Okay. And next very easy question is read the passage and answer the question that follow. That is question number 8. There also after passage there are 4 questions, very simple questions. You have to find the answers from the passage only, and you will score 4 marks. That means 4 marks from passage and 4 marks from memorization poem, and 15 marks from RC question, that is question number 5, and 8 marks from question number 2, very short answer questions, and 8 marks from multiple choice question. Altogether you are going to score more than 40 marks very easily. In the first question, 4 alternatives are given for each of the following questions. Only one of them is correct. choose the correct alternative and write the complete answer with its letter. Students, we have solved the paper here, but we are not given the choice. Straightway, we have given answers. You just listen carefully. One word for study of plant in relation with living creature. The answer is ecology. One word for a large group of people singing together. Chorus. One word for a place where birds are kept. Ivory or sanctuary. One word for a place where fruit trees are grown. Orchard. One word for the spectators or listeners assembled at a performance. The answer is audience. The second question is on kinds of noun. Students, you know well, there are four kinds of noun. Proper noun, common noun, collective noun, and abstract noun. Already we have studied in detail in classroom. There will be one question on this. A sentence would be given. In that sentence, one word will be underlined. You have to find out the underlined word is whether proper noun, common noun, collective noun, or abstract noun. Here are some examples. Hari lives in Bengaluru. The underlined word is, of course, proper noun. Ravi wants to consult a doctor. A doctor is common noun. She carried a bunch of grapes. The underlined word bunch is collective noun. Indian Army is highly professional. The underlined word army is of course collective noun. The river flows near Banjaromale. The underlined word in this sentence is river and it is common noun. I live in a joint family. The underlined word family is a collective noun. Next question is on prefix. Prefix word itself says the meaning of that. Pre means before, fix means suffix. Some words are there. If those words are added before some adjectives, they will become opposite in their meaning. For example, advantage, the prefix fixed here before the advantage is dis. Dis is prefix. After adding this, it becomes disadvantage. That becomes the opposite of advantage in meaning. Believable, unbelievable. Do, undo. Pleasant, unpleasant. Trust, distrust. Regular, irregular. Continue, discontinue. Many words are there. If you fix the prefix before those words, they will become opposite in their meaning. Okay. Next question is frame a question to get the underlined word as an answer. There will be a sentence given to you. One word will be underlined in that sentence. You have to frame a question to get that underlined word as an answer. In this, here are some examples. Ramesh bought a car. Here, a car is underlined word. You have to frame a question to get a car as answer. If the underlined word is a thing, your question should begin with what? What did Ramesh buy? Of course, the answer is a car. What did Ramesh buy? Ramesh bought a car. The next example, Ramesh bought a new car last week. But here in the second sentence, the underlined word is Ramesh. Ramesh is a person. To get a person as an answer, your question should begin with who. That means, who bought a new car last week? Of course, the answer is Ramesh. That means, if the underlined word is a person, your question should begin with who. Next, we have one more example. He went to market to buy fruits. Here the underlined word is a place. If you have to get the place as the answer, the question should begin with where. That means where did he go to buy fruits? Of course, the answer will be a place. Here, market. Next example. He went to market to buy fruits. In this sentence, the underlined word is a reason. If the answer should be reason, your question should begin with why. Why did he go to market? Of course, you have to say the reason to buy fruits. Okay, he went to market to buy fruits. Why did you go? Why did he go to market? He go to market to buy fruits. Okay. The next question is change into an assertive sentence. You have to change the given answer into assertive sentence. Let us see the example. What a beautiful flower the rose is. This sentence is in exclamatory sentence. You have to convert this sentence into assertive sentence. When you convert this sentence as assertive, it will become the rose is very beautiful flower. To understand, to know what the kinds of sentences we should study, there are four kinds of sentences. One is assertive sentence, next is interrogative sentence, next is imperative sentence, and the last fourth one is exclamatory sentence. Assertive sentence means all the simple statements, all the simple sentences are assertive sentence. The sentence which gives complete meaning, that is assertive sentence. Next, interrogative. Interrogative means to ask. All sorts of questions are interrogative sentences. Next, imperative sentence. Imperative sentence has two types. One, the sentence which we use to ask the question, or what the sentence which we use to order, that is imperative sentence. The sentence which we use to request somebody, that means imperative sentence means the sentence which we use to request or to order. Those are called imperative sentence. The next one is exclamatory sentence. The sentence which we use to express our sudden feelings, that is called exclamatory sentence. Here we have many examples. What an intelligent boy he is. How horrible he is. What a nice place it is. How horrible the animal is. These are all examples of exclamatory sentence. To those sentence, we have to change into assertive. It is very simple. What an intelligent boy he is. He is very intelligent boy. How horrible he is. The assertive sentence of this sentence is he is very horrible. What a nice place it is. The assertive sentence of this sentence is it is very nice place. How horrible the animal is. The assertive sentence of this sentence is the animal is very horrible. Okay, thank you. The next question is on remove to and use so that not. That means a sentence would be given to you using to and to. Now you have to rewrite the same sentence using so that not. Here are some examples for you. The box is too heavy to lift. If you remove to from this sentence and use so that not, it will become like this. The box is so heavy that it cannot be lifted. Next example. He is too proud to beg. It will change in this way. He is so proud that he cannot beg. Next example is he is too ill to resume his duty. It will be like this. He is so ill that he cannot resume his duty. The next example is the tree is too tall for him to climb. After using so that not, this sentence will be turned like this. The tree is so tall that he cannot climb it. It is also very easy question. The next question is change into passive voice. That means a sentence of active voice would be given to you and you have to change that sentence into passive voice. Before we solve that, it is essential to know what is active voice and what is passive voice. In active voice, the doer is very important. Doer means one who does the action is important. The doer is given very importance. In passive voice, the work done is very important. That means uh, what he has done is very important. In first example here, just you observe, she gave a nice place. In this sentence, she has been given the importance. In passive voice, a nice speech was given by her. That means what she has done is given more importance here, a nice speech. Okay. In next example, Sheila prepared food. Sheila prepared food. The passive voice of this sentence is food was prepared by Sheila. Next example, he posted a letter. Passive voice of this, a letter was posted by him. Next example, Rabindranath wrote the national anthem. The passive voice of this, the national anthem was written by Rabindranath Tagore. That means in active voice, doer is important, one who does the action. In passive voice, the object is important, the work done is important. Usually, the passive voice is used in reporting the news. In newspapers, we find everywhere most of the in the most of the places we see the passive voice. In railway announcements, in railway station, we listen the announcements from the railway people in the passive voice only. Okay, thank you. Students, so far we were discussing about the first question which contained 8 multiple choice questions. Those were completely based on grammar. Now let us come to the next question. Question number 2. That is answer the following questions in a sentence each. That means there will be 8 questions and you have to answer those questions in a very simple way, means in a only one sentence you have to reply. Here are some questions along with their answers. I am going to read for you. Listen carefully, try to understand and memorize it. What kind of a man was Chandan Das? Chandan Das was not the man to let out the secret for anything in the world. Who was Chandan Das? The answer is Chandan Das was dear friend of Rakshasa. What was the greatest task that Chanakya did? The great task of Chanakya was to place Chandragupta on the throne of Magadha. How was Chandan Das treated at the end? The answer is Chandan Das was offered rich presents and was sent to home. Which city is called as the Venice of India? The city of Srinagar is called the Venice of India. Which river flows in Kashmir? The answer is the river Jhelum flows in Kashmir. What does the peak of Nanga Parbat look like? The answer is the peak of Nanga Parbat looks like a huge sentinel pointing to the sky. What is the capital of Kashmir? Which is the capital of Kashmir? Answer is Srinagar is the capital of Kashmir. Who wrote Autumn Song? The answer is Autumn Song was written by Sarojini Naidu. Where was M.S. Subbulakshmi born? The answer is M.S. Subbulakshmi was born in Madurai in Tamil Nadu. Where was Lata Mangeshkar's Who was Lata Mangeshkar's first guru in music? Her father, Dinanath Mangeshkar, was Lata's first guru in music. What does the poet compare the joy to? The poet compares the joy to the sunset. Who was the first musician to be awarded Bharat Ratna? The answer is M.S. Subbulakshmi was the first musician to be awarded Bharat Ratna. Who is Januka? Januka is one of the policemen. What did the fisherman get from the belly of the calf? The answer is the fisherman got a ring with a magnificent gem from the belly of the calf. How did fisherman support his family? The answer is the fisherman supported his family with the things which he caught with fish net. When will everyone be your friend? The answer is everyone will be our friend when we have a lot of money to spend on them. According to the poet, According to the poem Plant Tree, how many kinds of joys will a person get who plants a tree? The answer is one who plants a tree, he gets hope, joy, peace, youth, and love. What is that never comes again in our life? The youth. Once departs, never comes again in our life. Okay? Here is a passage for you. There was a boy who would never devote their attention to his studies. His parents sent him to school, but he took to playing on the road and did not care for the o- opinion of even those friends who helped him in danger. One day, a gentleman who was on the lookout for a boy servant happened to come across him. Wandering all alone, Wandering all alone in the street, he carried him away to different town and made him work day and night as a servant. Now the boy repented for his folly, and one day, while his master was asleep, he skipped away, and after a good deal of trouble, reached home. He studied hard and became a great man. This is a passage, and you have to find the answers to the below given questions. Really, students, it's very easy question, main question. The first question is what the boy would never do. You can easily find out from this passage. The answer is the boy would never devote attention to his studies. How did the gentleman come across the boy? The answer is there in the passage. The gentleman came across the boy when he was on the lookout for a boy servant. Next question is what did the gentleman do? The gentleman carried him away to a different town and made him work day and night as a servant. The last question is what did the boy do? One day, when his master was fast asleep, he skipped away, reached home, studied hard, and became a great man. That means, students, this is a very easy question to score 4 full marks. Okay, students, here you have one more passage. I am going to read for you. Listen carefully. There was once two brothers who lived at the edge of a forest. The elder brother was very mean to his younger brother. He ate up all the food and took all his brother's clothes. One day, the elder brother went into the forest. to find some firewood to sell in the market. As he went around chopping the branches of tree after tree, he came up a magical tree. The tree said to him, "O kind sir, please do not cut my branches. If you spare me, I will give you golden apples." The elder brother agreed but was disappointed with the number of apples the tree gave him, and he threatened to cut the entire trunk if the tree didn't give him more apples. The magical tree instead showered upon the elder brother hundreds of tiny needles. The elder brother lay on the ground, crying in pain as the sun began to lower down the horizon. The greed leads to sufferings. Okay, this was the passage, and there are four questions on this passage. You have to find the answer for that. Let's see what would be the answers of the questions. What kind of a boy was elder brother? The elder brother was very mean to his younger brother. Why did he go to the forest? He went into the forest to find some firewood to sell in the market. What did the magical tree tell him? The magical tree said to him, "O kind sir, please do not cut my branches. If you spare me, I will give you golden apples." How did the tree teach him a lesson? The magical tree showered tiny needles instead of golden apples. Students, this is also very easiest passage, and easily you can answer finding the answers from the passage only. Okay, students, question number 8 of the question paper is on essay writing. You have to write an essay on any one of the given topics in 8 to 10 sentences each. Here we have some most likely essays for you. I am going to read for you. Listen carefully, try to understand and memorize it. The first one is A.M.S. Subbulakshmi, a great singer. We have divided this essay in three parts: her childhood, her popularity in the music, her awards. M.S. Subbulakshmi was born on September 16, 1916 in Madurai, Tamil Nadu. She gave her first recital at the tender age of 10. When she was asked to sing at the wedding of a friend of the family in Madurai, her seemingly effortlessness music was rooted in technical mastery. M.S. Subbulakshmi was famous as the Nightingale of India. She was the first to popularize Carnatic music in the North India and in the West. On one celebrated occasion, Mahatma Gandhi requested her to sing his favorite bhajan for him. M.S. Subbulakshmi was honored by many awards and accolades. She received Padma Bhushan in 1954, Indira Gandhi Award in 1990, and she was the first musician to be awarded Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award, in 1998. Let me read one more essay for you, Save the Water. This essay also has been divided into three parts: sources of water, uses of water, conservation of water. Sources of water. The main source of water is rainfall. The second is surface water. And the third is underground water. In rainy season, if rain occurs sufficiently, all our rivers, ponds, and lakes will get full of water. We don't face the problem of scarcity of water. Uses of water. Water is used for drinking, cooking, washing, and agricultural purpose, and also water is used to generate electricity. Water is used in a large quantity in all types of factories also. Need of water is increasing day by day because the rapid growth of population. Conservation of water. We must avoid wastage of water and try to save rainwater. We should have water bank at our doorsteps, and every house should have a structure for storing rainwater in a sump or well. This rainwater harvesting can serve the purpose of conservation of fresh water. Dear students, let me read one more essay for you. Please listen carefully, try to understand and memorize it. Newspaper and its uses. A newspaper is a form of printed media. It is powerful mode of mass communication. It is a periodic publication, usually published on daily basis. Usually it is divided into various sections, mainly politics, economy, sports and arts, so that the readers can choose their desired section. The modern man begins his day activities with the reading of newspaper. The papers have a vital role to play in the modern scientific and democratic world. They are the symbol of freedom of expression. The newspapers are a very useful means of acquiring general knowledge. They provide information about all events and affairs in all walks of life. They are an effective means of advertisement. They provide even entertainment. They enrich human knowledge and skill. We, the students, must develop the habit of reading newspaper. That will help us in shaping our life and making our future bright.